Now, we just mentioned placing the customer on hold. It's important. Your phone is actually a very important tool, and I want you to be able to do certain things properly, such as placing customers on hold. There really is a specific method to doing this that will be a lot smoother and a lot more polite for your customer. Your company may have further requirements to do this correctly, but here's some generally accepted practices and some tips I want to give you. You never want to place someone on hold without first doing these two things. You want to ask for permission, and you want to wait for their response to that question. Now, first of all, customers generally don't like to be placed on hold, even if they agree to it. I mean, I'm the same way, and maybe you are as well. They realize they may not truly have a choice to be placed on hold, and everyone has experienced hold times that are too long. The longer a customer's on hold, the more their level of confidence in their situation getting resolved or your concern about them becomes less, and the frustration and tension grow. Checking back in with the customer after each minute or so will help alleviate some of this, especially if you're providing updates. Now, it's possible your customer has waited on hold for quite a while before actually getting to a CSR and speaking with you. This does not mean they expect you to hurry through their call so others don't have to wait so long. This usually has the opposite effect. Now their expectation is they want to make sure they get all of their questions answered so they don't have to call back again. They don't expect their service received to be any less quality than if they know they're the only caller. It actually increases their need to be served. If we do what we talked about earlier concerning the basic psychological and service needs of the customer, it's still the same and perhaps heightened if they wait a long time to speak with you. So you have to be even more careful how you deliver your service to these people. You have to remember that you need to respect the customer and be very responsive to them, along with everything else that we've mentioned today. You want to respect their time and perhaps their monetary investment that they've placed into your company and recognize that they are a valued customer. They want you to be competent and resolve their requests satisfactorily. They also expect you to have ready access to information and not need to transfer them or escalate it to a supervisor. Remember, we talked about call ownership, and that's owning the resolution to the call until it's actually resolved. Now, we'll discuss transfers next, but the last need a customer has is they want to know that you take pride in doing good work, even if you're having a busy day. So now let's go to transferring calls. Once again, there's a generally accepted method to transferring a call, but your company may again have specific methods for you to follow. So it's very similar to putting a customer on hold, as you need to, one, explain the reason you need to transfer them, and if necessary, that it's out of your reach to solve their full request. After explaining the need to transfer them, let them know a brief overview of how the next person will handle their call, and then go ahead and ask them for permission to transfer the call. You want to make sure you wait for their response, as they may have a question. They may say yes, or have a question or comment where you need to reassure them you can no longer assist them. A good response is to truly empathize with their reason that they don't want to be transferred and make sure the customer is okay once you've explained it before you transfer them. This helps obviously to move the call forward, and they're going to appreciate that as well. So before transferring them, it's also important that you give them the number where you're transferring them to, just in case there's a disconnection or they need to call that person back later. Do your call closing, such as thank you for your business, and let them know you are transferring them, even to the extent that letting them know that they may hear a few clicks on the phone before it connects. This is because some phone systems sound almost like you've hung up on them or it didn't transfer properly. So you want to instruct them on how the phone will sound before you transfer them. So here's an example of how these steps might sound. Mr. Smith, I have helped you through requests as far as I can, but I really don't have access to all of your records for security reasons. I need to go ahead and transfer your call to accounting so they can correct the overcharge. They will ask you again to confirm the last four of your social security number and your password in order to proceed. and so they can help you credit your account for the amount that we owe you. Is it okay, Mr. Smith, if I go ahead and transfer you? Mr. Smith responds, can you just go ahead and talk to them for me? Unfortunately, Mr. Smith, I am unable to complete that transaction for you as I am truly not authorized to confirm your information for you for your own protection. I apologize for the inconvenience of this situation and understand you want a quick resolution, but I assure you that they're quick at answering your call and resolving your issue. So Mr. Smith says, sure, go ahead and transfer me. So then you respond back, thank you for your understanding. Let me give you the number where I'm transferring you in case you need it for future reference or for the slight chance we may get disconnected. It's 800-888-5555. Thank you for your business, and please wait a moment while I transfer you and hang on the line as you will hear a few clicks while you're being connected. Excellent. Now you've completed that call and you've done the transfer and the hold actually very smoothly. So now we're ready for a summary review.